Skin Hub Clinic, we value the glow.
Likitie kwandwe gatha mugwanja mathaa mega makumenyeria mare mothe marathi na mbere na gikuruka na kunyita ugeni thiini wa mohoro maitu ma GTN atwana ni Gitonga wa Nduiri na tukwambiriria kuria governor wa Isiolo Abdi Ibrahim Guyo nionokete kuigeria ria kwenda kumuhagura thutha wa bunge ya Senate gwikia kura mirongo itatu na imwe ma kana magiukirira igeria ria guthie na mbere na guki muhagura guku 12 ma kinyita itua riu barua maya marumirire thutha wa cikaro tafanio cia kumuhagura kuri mawakiri a Guyo maraugaga mutaratara wa kumuhagura uri watafanirio ni bunge ya county watafanirio mugaru na watho.
On the division on this motion is as follows: ayes 31 votes, nays 12 votes, abstention 0 votes. So the ayes have it. Now, honorable senators, as you may recall, in my communication earlier this afternoon, I made it clear that if the preliminary issue contesting whether the County Assembly of Isiolo held sittings on the 18th June 2025 and 26th of June 2025 to table, debate, pass and all vote on the motion for the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the governor of Isiolo County was to be upheld, these impeachment proceedings will terminate forthwith, and it would not be necessary to proceed to the motion or vote on the second preliminary issue as listed in the supplementary order paper. This motion having been passed, the impeachment proceedings in the matter of the proposed removal from office of the governor of Isiolo County have forthwith terminated. The termination of the impeachment proceedings also lead to the lapse by operation of law of the 3 days of special sittings terminating on Thursday, the 10th of July 2025, which I had earlier gazetted. Accordingly, the regular sittings of the Senate pursuant to the Senate calendar for the 4th session, approved on the 19th of February 2025, shall resume tomorrow, Wednesday, the 9th of July 2025 at 9 a.m. The relevant order paper will be prepared and circulated in the usual manner. 9:30. The relevant order paper will be prepared and circulated in the usual manner. Now, honorable senators, there is one last matter which is of grave concern. In the course of her contribution, the senator for Isiolo County, Senator Fatuma Dulo, has expressed serious fears about the security situation in Isiolo County. Senator Dulo has expressed concern particularly that after these impeachment proceedings, neither the County Assembly of Isiolo or herself as the senator for Isiolo County are safe. The security of all persons is not a matter to be taken lightly. The security of the senator, similarly, must be assured. I therefore direct that the extract of the Hansard in relation to the concerns expressed by Senator Dulo be obtained by the office of the Clerk of the Senate and be addressed in a letter to the Inspector General of Police as well as the County Commissioner of Isiolo County for the information and necessary action. Now, to the governor, let me offer you unsolicited advice. This is not a win, and therefore the Senate does not expect you to go out there chest thumping. This is a postponement of your case. It is a postponement of your hearing. Now, depending on how you're going to carry yourself from today going forward, that case may never be heard. Depending on how you're going to behave out there, your case may be back here in a matter of days. It's up to you. From the little that we've gathered through this preliminary objection, clearly there are cracks on the walls of Isiolo County. If I were you, I'll go mend those cracks. I will not bring the walls of Isiolo County, because that is the big fear expressed by the senator for Isiolo County.
Tugithie na mbere thĩinĩ wa riboti ingĩ nĩ atĩ mũtongoria wa bũrũri William Ruto nĩ kĩrĩire igeria na itharĩkĩra rĩa maabitha a borithi o hamwe na kũrĩa marutagĩra wĩra hamwe na indo ciao cia wĩra, akĩhĩta gũtigĩrĩra atĩ nĩ atacukia makinya kũrĩ arĩa othe magĩkorwo gũthiĩ na mbere na gũtwarithia ithugunda rĩrĩ kĩria hĩndĩ ya ũrugũria wa waki wa nyũmba cia raithi cia maabitha a borithi. Bwana wa Kilimani, mũtongoria wa bũrũri, augĩte agĩkĩhũthĩra njĩra ciothe gũtigĩra atĩ bũrũri nĩ wagĩa na thayũ. Maya maroka rĩrĩ ceceni itiganĩte cia maabitha a borithi ciakorirwo ikĩmundio mwaki hĩndĩ ya mĩrũrũngano.
Pindue serikali ya Kenya kabla ya 2027. Mimi nataka niwaambie wajaribu. Watajua hawajui. Wajaribu. Allah. Hii ni Kenya ya demokrasia, my friends. Kenya ni nchi ya demokrasia. Hamuwezi kutuambia ya kwamba mnaweza kupanga fujo ati mpindue serikali ya Kenya. Tafuteni vizuri. Hii fujo yote wananiletea, mbona hawakuletea Kibaki? Mbona hawakuletea Uhuru? Hii madharau na kiburi ni ya nini? Hapana, hiyo mchezo tuache. Cannot accept mayhem and anarchy to destroy the development we have in this country. Sasa mimi naulize watu wa hapa Kilimani, nyumba tunajenga kama hii, ati watu washenzi wanakuja kuwakisha moto wachome? Surely ni nchi tunajenga ama ni nchi tunabomoa? Alafu watu wanatuambia Kiingereza sijui siasa nini. Hapana, that will not go on. You can call me whatever names you want to call me, but I will make sure that there is peace and stability in Kenya. By all means, ya wananchi itakoma. Mwananchi anahangaika miaka nyingi kutengeneza biashara yake. Mwananchi anapanga mambo yake. Alafu mtu, mwanasiasa, mtu mjinga, anakuja anapanga maandamano, anapanga fujo, mali ya mwananchi inaharibika, alafu wanatuambia ni siasa. Hiyo ni siasa gani? Hiyo ni siasa? Na kama wako na mpango, si tukutane 2027? Watengeneze sera yao, tukutane na hawa 2027. Country will not be destroyed by a few people who are impatient and who want to have a change of government using unconstitutional means. It is not going to happen. And I want to tell them it is not going to happen. Mimi nimenyamaza, mimi nimewavumilia, lakini mahali imefika, enough is enough. I want to say that those who attack our police, those who attack our security men and women, those who attack our security installations, including police stations, that is a declaration of war. That is terrorism. We are going to deal with you firmly. Tumekubaliana? Hiyo haiwezekani. We cannot have a nation that is run by terror. We cannot have a nation that is governed by violence. We cannot, and it will not happen under my...
Tugithie na mbere thĩinĩ wa riboti ingĩ nĩ atĩ mbeũ njĩthĩ kĩama-inĩ kĩa PLP meyumĩrĩtie gũkũmithia wanangĩki wa biacara uria watabarirwo hindi ya mirurungano ya Sabasaba matongoretio ni mbeu njithi kiama-ini giki niwe Basiri Murimie. Mirurungano ya Jumatatu ya kiumia giki yarongoririe guthukia biacara gicigo-ini giki nimagikirira thirikari makiuga ni yari na umenyo wa hathara ino mathiite na mbere na gukirira thirikari ya Kenya Kwanza kumana na ikua iria ciratungirio arunao.
Turauga as a county and as Mount Kenya region ni kurira turarira ni gusakaya turasakaya. Businesses iratwikire attacked from within Kirinyaga and from within Mount Kenya region. Tukauga atiriri, we want andu aria monde marari responsible na the looting na aria ti maguku gwitu Kirinyaga tondu kuma twaciarirwe maguka maitu mababa maitu ona ithui tutimba twakorwo andu mabunjo. Andu acu mararetetwo targeted businesses across Mount Kenya matuike magutwarwo igoti-ini, na most importantly thigari iria irathi iroragire ciana citu within Kirinyaga na across Mount Kenya region ni turavoya no nginya tukorwe na justice ya ciana citu.
Ndaigua ndina kieba muno ni undu wa biathara kwanangwa, especially biathara cia investors magwitu Kirinyaga aria mandikite ciana citu ni matwandikire ciana citu nyingi muno, na ni turaigua tona ruo muno ni kubandirwa hooligans from other counties moke mathukie biacara citu.
Mwe ni turonire Nice Digital supermarket igituika ya kuvamiwa na kaiwa indo toyo wega wa Nguru police station kilomita ndare kwenda nginya prison bandu batebarasa kirogoya ni turonire CDF ikithiko bebua toyo wega kwina station nene muno thiini wa kirogoya guko kutus ni turonire nginya kabara na yegituika wa kuvamiwa na ni twagite mwiboko na security officers yare makoretwo makioperate thiini wa Kirinyaga ni undu ni maremetwo ni kugitira mioyo ya andu na kugitira nginyagia property. Twina complaints makoretwo makuragwa na maroragwa ni undu wa kumira kwaria migambo yao na kuga thirikari itiraruta wira baria kwagirire.
We strongly condemn the killings because the guys were peacefully protesting, they were peacefully exercising their rights of expression, but the police took the advantage and shot them headshot. We condemn these activities because it is inhumane and the constitution is against the activities.
Tuthie mwena ungi kuria aikari aitura ria matara ihithete tumatigite magikara na wagagua ari ni kurumirira tharikira ya nyamu itoikaine iri koretwo ikimagagia kwa ihinda ria kiumia kimwe riu ikoretwo icugirire tharikira kuri andu ana aria matigitwo aria marikitie gwikirwo mukonde guku mahiu ona mo magituika a kuhahithio niyo riu muingi uraikara ugakaira rũhonge rwa kũramata nyamũ cia gĩthaka KWS ũkorwo ũgĩkinyaniria wĩkĩri wa mĩtego kuona aciari makoretwo matarĩ na rũngĩ tiga kumagaria ciana ciao magĩcitwara thukuru. Aha wahota gwĩciria nĩ mũcemanio kana gĩtatĩ andũ merekeire iri ni mĩhang'o ya gwethana nyamũ ya gĩthaka ĩrĩa ĩtorĩ ĩrakũrĩkana iria ĩtuĩkĩte ya kũnyamaria aikari a itũra rĩrĩ rĩa Matara mwena wa Ihithe Teto kaunti ya Nyĩrĩ.
Mnyama anakaa kama inakaa umbwa na si umbwa sana, umbwa mwitu, yani umbwa wa msituni kubwa, lakini inakaa umbwa lakini si kubwa sana na iko na nywele za grey huku na huku mukia ni kingine kichafu.
Nyamu yo turameona guku ni nyamu tureciriria na turetigira muno tondu ni ratharikira mahiu maitu kuri hindi ironekete ithiite gutharikira gacau na riria mwene aramiugiriirie gacau ni kurera orire irathi iraruma mwana.
Ni thutha wa gukorwo nyamu ino igicungiriria muingi gukorwo na wagagu wa tharikira amu kwa ihinda ria kiumia kimwe andu ana ni mekiritwo mukonde kugurario niyo.
Ngiro ndikagerie kuinuka tondu he nyamu ya aruma twana twiri na mutumia omwe.
Ciana turabocwo gucitwara o cukuru kiroko na hwaini tugacigira na nikio rona turathie tukuite miti ona atuia macani guku ni turathinika muno tondu turaikara turi na guoya tondu nyamu yo nira gira macani ni na koguo atui ni macoketie nginya production yao nathi tondu maundu maratu mari na guoya.
Omwe waria matungitio ngereno ari ni nginyagia mwana munini riu aria nao matungitio ngereno magitigwo na mbica ya hao ta uria maratariria.
Ni ndi umwe wala wacamanirie na nyamu iyo no Ngai ni andeithirie ngihota kurwa nayo. Twacamanitie mathaa 11 handu ndagwire gacira-ini haria tuthiagira nirio yandugiire no ni ndahotire kurwa nayo Ngai akindeithia.
Nilikuwa nimeenda Githii kushaga mahindi nikarudi kutoka Githii nilikuwa na unga kutaramuka ni nyumbani nikapatana na huyo mnyama. Ilinirukia na ikanishika mkono na mimi ni kumgonga na igonga ikakatalia mkono yangu nikaigonga na ngumi ikatoroka.
Nao maafitha a kuramata nyamu cia githaka KWS magikinyia itura-ini riri kunyitanira aikari magetha haria mitego ino ingikirwa riu makiranira kurehe mitego ino.
No ni wega mundu agagikuaga kamuti ti wega kindu kingi gutharikira hihi ugituike ati no moko kuya na iguru no kiure. Tukunyitanira na assistant chief aithe na officers ya KWS muramona haha thutha-ini witu na twahota guthiururuka na twahota kumap area ria nyamu ingikorwo igithiira no nituria wananchi matikoraga nyamu ona mangimiona mari salam matwire twetereire mitego yo yuke muthenya wa rucio.
Kuringana na munini wa cifu omwena uyu akiuria muingi guthii na mbere na kwimenyerera riri mitego ya KWS ya kugwatia nyamu ino ifangirwo gukarehwo muthenya wa rucio. Twagioka muingi ucio wa mwena ucio wa ihithe ni gukorwo ugiteithika. Riboti ramba gutuhe mweke tukiambe twikire hanini tucokereria turi na riboti ingi orona makiria.
Are you suffering from burning?
Siabonga Furniture Hub neithe tuthite na mbere na kuinia munyugi igwakinya ni gukwenderia indo cia furniture cia nyumba, office, mikawa ona kana makanitha-ini. Ni tukwendagiria sofa sets cia kiriu ta recliner, semi recliner, SGR na kiria kero choa thoko-ini kiretwo sandwich. Oho ni tuli na itanda, metha, thituru na indo ingi nyingi cia kiriu. Customer service itu isawa marĩhi mabacĩrĩre nayo transport ndigakumakie tondu ngari ni kwa uingi. Tucerere duka-ini citu Nyeri, Ruringo Scooter kana Kiganjo opposite Rubis petrol station, na kuhoro makiria no tuhurire thimu kugerera 0725 773 856 kana 0721 139 370. Weciria kugura giti kana gitanda, cera guku kwa Siabonga Furniture Hub, turning wood into art.
Brickman Limited ni makurehire brotire hado prime na cia thogora wa muhuko waku mena ngurani guku bururi-ini kuria wiriragiria kugura matu thiini wa Zawadi Gardens broti no ciringi 199 Kangundo Road Kantafu broti marakwenderia na ciringi 375 peke yake na Kujuja Farm hakuhi na Athi Shopping Center broti no ciringi 799 title deeds iri ready na site visit ni free. Uhoro makiria macerere Ruiru Town, Greek Towers, second floor, S2 ginyagia F12, kana uhure thimu namba 0746 888 111. Pata ploti, pata title na Brickman Limited.
Hello Tatua Foundation, we are Elroy Children's Home.
Dr. Susan Owol Jogona, ni mimi mwanzilishi wa Eroi Hope Center. Eroi Hope Center tuko na Eroi Children's Home na Eroi Outreach Mission. Siku ya leo tuko na furaha kukuwa na watu watatu hapa. Asanteni sana kwa kutucelebrate. Tumefurahia sana na tunawapenda tu sana.
Thank you for impacting our lives and changing our story.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved.
Nĩũkoretwo ũgĩthĩnio nĩ thĩna wa kũigua ruo ũgĩthiĩ kahinda kanini, ruo ũkĩona na kĩmwĩrĩ na gĩko kĩranunga kuma kĩĩga-inĩ kĩa ũciari hamwe na mathĩna mangĩ ciĩga-inĩ cia ũciari marĩa mangĩcũngĩrĩria kũgwatia mwendwa waku. Wĩkinyie Maristops Kenya nĩguo ũthũrimwo na ũrigitwo mĩrimũ ĩno yothe na bei bacĩrĩre, kuona tũrĩ na arigitani makinyanĩirie ikĩro na marĩ na ũbacĩrĩri mwega wa gũtigĩrĩra nĩ shokia riri waku. Ũngĩkorwo na kĩũria o gĩothe na ũngĩenda kuona ndagĩtarĩ, tũtũmĩre ndũmĩrĩri nini kũgerera WhatsApp number 0709819001 kana ũtũhũrĩre thimũ kũgerera 0800720005 hatarĩ marĩhi. Oho no wĩkinyie kiriniki-inĩ itũ harĩa Palmki House ground floor Kimathi Street town-inĩ ya Nyĩrĩ, kũrĩa oho no ũtũhũrĩre thimũ kũgerera 0721482560.
Gakonyita ogeni oringi tuthi na mbere thiini wa mohoro maitu ma GTN at 1 na riu ndirakenda tuthi na mbere kuria mutongoria wa kiama kia DCP Rigathi Gachagua kwa ihinda riria arakirekereria ndũmĩrĩri yake hĩgiĩ maine ya gĩbũrũri. Ndirakenda tũguthũke kuga ĩmwe kwa ĩmwe nĩtũigue marĩa marakĩenderio.
That works under the Director General of the National Intelligence Service, Nuruddin Haji, was armed with assault rifles and drove in a convoy of unmarked Subarus, shooting and killing innocent protesters aimlessly in the streets and estates. This squad in Subarus, hooded and masked against court orders, are disguising themselves as DCI's officers, yet we know they are not. In fact, I would like to clarify that the National Intelligence Service has procured Subarus to give an impression that this killer gang is from the DCI. The truth of the matter is that this has nothing to do with the DCI. This is the National Intelligence Service, and this squad of 101 people was formed when I was still in government. Officers were recruited from the Administration Police Unit for special training by NIS on abductions, killings, and cover-up. And this is a squad that is killing the people of Kenya. The killings and the business destruction pattern point to William Ruto's ethnic profiling narrative, which he is a master with no rival. With a close coordination of PS Interior Raymond Omolo, this narrative was boosted online by state bloggers to spin the narrative. The Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen's public to shoot to kill order, coupled with assurances to police officers that the government will not cooperate with the investigators in police conduct, has emboldened security forces. Police officers are now on record threatening citizens who are in their homes, boasting of their license to kill, acting with a confidence that can only come from the highest echelons of power. Mr. Murkomen's admission that these are not just instructions from him but orders from above removes any ambiguity about where responsibility lies. It will be recalled that in the run-up to the 2007 general election and its aftermath, the narrative of 41 against 1 was a masterpiece of William Ruto. The target was profiling Kikuyus against the rest of the country. To a large extent, he succeeded, and every Kenyan knows what happened, and it is also fresh in his mind of the ICC ordeal still hanging on the neck of William Ruto today. We remind William Ruto that his ICC cases are not yet over. They have been paused after witnesses disappeared, and what he is pretending over are crimes under the Rome Statute. It is clear history is repeating itself. and the architect William Ruto is back on the deck. He is hell-bent to finish his unfinished business with the people of Mount Kenya, destroy their businesses and make them black sheep of Kenya. Despite this horrible experience, the people of Mount Kenya voted William Ruto to a man in 2022 general elections against the advice of President Uhuru Kenyatta, whom Mr. Ruto had branded as a drunkard and a useless leader. Today, the people of Kenya, and especially the Mount Kenya region, feel sorry that they did not heed to the advice of Uhuru Kenyatta. These state-sponsored militia were key in touching of various parts of the country with ease of police assistance to prefer terrorism charges on specific people from the Mount Kenya region. So far, about 50 young people are in courts in trumped-up charges of terrorism in scenarios of stage-managed crimes by the state. Again, this is a clear onslaught on the Kikuyu nation. A case in point, when a police station in Mawego in Homa Bay County was torched, the suspects for that particular crime have been charged with arson. But when a police station is alleged to have been torched in Kiambu, suspects from the Kikuyu nation are charged with terrorism charges. This is serious ethnic profiling. Last night, in Juja and Kirinyaga, these state-sponsored militia invaded various businesses. Luckily, in Kirinyaga, after Wananchi went to Sagana police station and they refused to act, saying they had orders from above not to interfere, the people organized themselves and repulsed the militia. Mr. Ruto's ethnic profiling has led to the destruction of the foreign properties belonging to the people of Mount Kenya. Maguna supermarkets in Meru, Kahawa West and Muranga. Nice supermarkets, hotel and petrol station, and nice city in Mwea in Kirinyaga. County supermarkets in Kabati and Kirinyaga. Power Star supermarkets, Quick Mart supermarkets in Eastern Bypass, Shell and Total Mini markets in Roido, Chill Post Hotel in Gong, Boju Shop in Keserian, Homegrown Supermarket among others, and the Family Bank in Kahawa and Roido. Notably, in Meru, these state-sponsored militia tried to attack Meru Dairy Processing Plant and were repulsed by workers. In Nyeri, they further tried to attack Wakulima Dairy in Mukurweini, and the attack failed. We urge our businesses to heighten security surveillance on their business premises and production lines, especially the KTDA, coffee factories, milk processing factories, among others. We take note that in Meru, on Sunday the 6th of July, at an event attended by CS Kipchumba Murkomen, the MP for Bori, Mugambire Dikire, indicated that a supermarket would be attacked the following day. As sure as December 25 is Christmas, and true to his word, Maguna supermarket was torched by the state-sponsored militia, which the MP was privy to. Why hasn't Mugambire Dikire been arrested? How did he know that a supermarket would be attacked? This is selective justice. The evidence that these militias are state-sponsored is plain for all to see. Videos circulating widely show police officers not merely failing to intervene, but actively transporting armed groups who proceed to unleash destruction with apparent impunity. Uniformed officers have been seen standing guard as these groups rampage. They are in action and a stark contrast to strong statements being made by government. In Nyeri, journalists were attacked by these militias in the presence of the police. It is well documented. This is a clear indicator that Ruto is working with governors and MPs allied to him to destroy businesses owned by the Kikuyu, the Meru and the Embu, and blame it on people who don't support his administration. This is a tactic that was used by the colonialists with the collaborators who searched earth policy and torched buildings and businesses and blamed it on the Mau Mau. This divide and rule tactic will not work, Mr. Ruto. We know that in Meru, they want to use this mayhem to blame Mithika Linturi. In Embu, they have already blamed Mkonji Gitonga. In Kitengela, Iron Gong, they want to target Senator Seki and MP Onesmus Ngogoyo. In Nyeri, they are trying to haunt Honorable Kagusha. And in Kirinyaga, they are targeting Senator Murango. We want to remind President Ruto that it is not the Kikuyus who want him out of office. It is the entire people of Kenya. Kenyans are suffering equally across the country. That is why Kenyans have said, if you, Mr. William Ruto, believe that it is the Kikuyus who want you out, then all Kenyans are Kikuyus. I want to thank the people of Kenya for standing out against this tribal profiling of the Kikuyu. The people of Kenya yesterday did wonderful by saying that the Kikuyus should not be profiled. This morning, I've seen Ruto quivering and wailing in uncontrollable anger. Mr. Ruto, excessive anger is not a solution. I want, with a lot of humility, to advise you to stop being angry. That will not help. You need to know what you need to do because you have not been listening to the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya are more angry than you are. They are angry because you have overtaxed them. There is wanton corruption. There is abductions and extrajudicial killings. There is ethnic profiling and other ills that bedevil your administration. If you want to be calm, please abolish the housing levy and give dignity to the payslip. I have heard you saying that you cannot give jobs to the young people. Please restore the dignity of the payslip. Restore the capacity of the middle class. The middle class will give jobs to these young people. Stop killing and profiling the young people. Listen to them. Stop abductions and extrajudicial killings. Abolish, disband the killer squad of 101 officers at Nduiri Haji. Give hustlers the jobs that you promised them. Mr. William Ruto, you are the one who promised. You cannot cry today that you have no solution, saying that other presidents have not been able to do it. You are the one who promised these young people. Stop police brutality. Stop abductions and illegal detentions. Get the hustlers from the bottom of the economic pyramid as you promised. Yes, Mr. President, we agree there were other presidents before you, as you have rightly stated, and true, they never went through what you are experiencing today. May it please you to know that the reason why Kenyans rarely had problems with them, Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta were guided by the Constitution and the rule of law. They did not capture our constitutional institutions to work for them, instead of working for Kenyans. They never killed children. They never attempted to build churches in State House. They never organized militias to destroy people's property and kill them. That is why you have a problem. And we also want to remind you that Mwai Kibaki had a difficult time from you, William Ruto. Videos are everywhere. You cannot say that Mwai Kibaki did not face resistance. It's on record that you gave hell to President Kenyatta for 5 years. So it is hypocritical for you to allege that Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta had a very easy time. Most of the problems Mwai Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta had came from yourself, and it's on record. We want to advise you that the one-term movement is not getting you out of power outside the Constitution. Mr. President, nobody wants to throw you. Nobody wants to overthrow your government. Nobody wants you out of power through unconstitutional means. Mr. President, I and the people we work with are on record. We want to remove you from State House through the ballot in 2027. This narrative you are creating that there is an attempt to overthrow your government is for you to have the opportunity to use the Terrorism Act to profile communities and to persecute leaders who are opposed to your administration. Please relax. We want you to serve your one term. Nobody wants you out of government, and constitutionally, nobody has any plan to overthrow your administration, Mr. President. We want to face you on the ballot in August 2027. So just relax and stop crying wolf that anybody wants you out of office unconstitutionally. There is no leader here who is planning a coup, and none has the capacity. And nobody is interested. The leaders in this country, and indeed 95% of the Kenyan population, want to humiliate you at the ballot. They will relish that moment. None of them would want you to go out through any other method. unless, of course, you decided to resign on your own volition. So please stop creating this narrative. This narrative is to enable you to use anti-terrorism law to persecute leaders and to persecute the Kikuyu community. If you speak out online, Mr. President, you want to use the Terrorism Act to harass people. If you dare challenge your administration, you want to use the Terrorism Act to deal with people who are opposed to your administration. My fellow Kenyans, let us not be deceived. William Ruto has stripped away even the pretense of democracy. What we are witnessing is not the rule of law, but the rule of fear. This is not the behavior of a government that serves its people. This is the machinery of outright dictatorship. Finally, I want to announce to the people of Kenya that tonight I will be traveling to the United States of America to talk to the Kenyans, the diaspora, and the international community about the state of the nation. I would have wanted to stay in the country at this very difficult time when our people are under siege, but I have engagements that I'm not able to postpone. I have been threatened by people close to William Ruto, who called some of my people today, and they will want to stop me from leaving the country. I have no problem. If you want to come and arrest me at the airport, as you are threatening us, you can go ahead. I don't have a problem. You cannot sell fear to us. You know, even if you sold us fear, we cannot buy. You know, and therefore, as I'm out of the country, unless I'm stopped from going, and if I'm stopped from going, I'm still okay. I'll be here because this is my country. We have made sufficient arrangements with other leaders in the united opposition to create a pool of lawyers to come in through for our young people who are being persecuted on trumped-up charges of terrorism. And I want to explain. I have heard the president saying that people have attacked police stations and the law courts. It was all stage managed by the MP for Kikuyu. How do you explain that people can walk into a police station and they are not armed and take over the police station from armed police officers? How do you go to the courts that are guarded by armed police officers and touch them? All these attacks of vital installations were stage managed by William Ruto through Kimani Ichung'wah to create the opportunity to prefer charges against people using the Anti-Terrorism Act. That is the reality. So nobody has attacked any police station. They were all stage managed by government. And what is happening is history is repeating itself. This is exactly what Moi did in the 80s against the Kikuyu community. After the abortive 1982 coup, he used sedition laws and the clandestine Mwakenya movement to profile the community and hold people into court, and they'll be taken by Bernard Gitonga after 5 p.m. This is history repeating itself. I want to ask our people to be calm, to be cautious, and to be strong. I want to appeal to our young people, the Gen Zs. Looking at the scenario of what is happening and what William Ruto has planned, I want to ask my children, my sons and daughters, to consider applying the next onslaught against the President William Ruto by getting IDs and registering as voters so that they can deal with William Ruto on the ballot. Because I fear for them. Anytime they go out to the streets, they are killed like chicken. I would like to preserve to us these children. We would like to live with them. We would like to see them grow. And when we look at the desperation of William Ruto and the brutal force he is using against these children and the use of state militias to attack them, I would like to plead with them to consider, to join us, we in the opposition, by registering as voters. And in 2027, we'll be able to get rid of President William Ruto. William Ruto, finally, let me ask you a question. The Kikuyu nation, the Mount Kenya people, you call tribalists every day. These people you are waging war against, their businesses, are the same people who voted for you, even after what you did to them in 2007. They forgave you and considered you as a person they can elect as president. You have turned against the community. You are trying to mobilize other Kenyans to profile them and to fight them, but they have refused. These same people from Mount Kenya have the capacity to support somebody else. It must not be you. And they proved that they are not tribal by voting for you when you are Kalenjin. They can vote for a Kamba. They can vote for a Kisi. They can vote for a Luya. They can vote for a Maasai. That sense of entitlement that you are having to the Mount Kenya vote is misplaced. They voted for you, yes. You betrayed them. You turned against them. They don't have to vote for you again. Please stop persecuting them into submission. They will not submit to your brutality, to your vicious attack against them and their leaders. That I want to tell you for free today. I have listened to you talking with a lot of anger, calling them tribalists. They are not. How can they be tribalists when they voted for you and you are not one of them? But you don't have a sense of entitlement that they must vote for you. You know what you have done to them and why they have reacted the way they have. And I want to assure you, you cannot scare them into submission. Even if you jail them, they will not submit. These are seasoned descendants of the freedom fighters, and they cannot be intimidated. So let me encourage my leaders here as I go away to remain strong, to remain focused, and to speak for the people of Kenya. I am I have a lot of gratitude to the Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa, who have been in court the whole of yesterday and today, standing strong and defending our young people who have been framed and charged with treason. For those two leaders, I want to give them the gratitude of my community and our leadership. They have come through for a community when it's under siege, and we are indeed very, very grateful. I want to ask our leaders here to be vigilant and to continue speaking out to the people of Kenya. Should the situation get out of hand and I need to cut my trip short and come back to join the other leaders in defending our people and speaking for them, I will gladly do so. Thank you very much.
Good. That's comprehensive.
I don't think iko maswali hata kidogo. Labda ile watu ya Kameme iko na ndoto.
Aya kuu nĩ mweko ĩmwe kuma kũrĩa Karen kaunti-inĩ ya Nairobi nĩ ndũmĩrĩri ya mũtongoria wa kĩama kĩa DCP Rigathi Gachagua kũrĩa akorwo agĩtarĩria maũndũ matiganĩte megimaine na mĩrũrũngano makĩria ĩrĩa ĩkoretwo ĩgĩtabanio na makĩria nginyagia mũrũrũngano ũrĩa ũkĩrĩga kũrĩa okĩrĩra thirikari President William Ruto akĩmienda gũkorwo gĩtiga ũhoro wĩgiĩ gũkĩrĩra kana kũhahithia mbeũ njĩthĩ gwakinya nĩ maũndũ marĩa nginyagia maragĩthiĩ na mbere. Ũhoro nĩ akorwo akĩũria mbeũ njĩthĩ gũkorwo rĩu matigakorwo tu na ũhoro wĩgiĩ makorwo magĩetha mwerekera ũngĩ wa gũkorwo atĩ nĩ marokera thirikari akĩmoria rĩu gũkorwo makĩyandĩkithia ta aikia a kura nĩguo gũgakorwo nginyagia ũhoro wĩgiĩ gũkĩoya ibandĩ kwĩyandĩkithia ta aikia a kura nĩguo gũgakorwo makĩnyita itemi thĩinĩ wa gĩthurano gĩũkĩte kĩa mwaka wa 2027. Hamwe na mangĩ nĩ akorwo agĩtarĩria ciĩgimaine kiuga ta thirikari kana marĩ ta mũng'ethanĩro matirĩ na itanya o rĩothe rĩa kweheria President William Ruto ũtongoria-inĩ mũgarũ na watho. Arakiuga kĩrĩa marenda kana ũrĩa marakiuga marĩ ta mũng'ethanĩro gũtigĩrĩra atĩ president njĩra ĩmwe ĩrĩa marauga marĩ nayo kwa ihinda rĩrĩ nĩ kũmweheria na njĩra ya ũkamũhota thĩinĩ wa gĩthurano gĩũkĩte kĩa mwaka wa 2027. Akiuga matirĩ na mũbango ona ũrĩkũ wa gũkorwo makĩmũthengia nja wa gatiba ta ũrĩa ĩgĩtarĩirie. Hamwe na ũguo agĩthiĩ na mbere na akiuga ati aikoro president gatagati ka mange fati gukorwo gitakira maundu maria mbeũ-inĩ marakorwo magĩtetia horo igie ta magoti na nginyagia horo igie ihoto na ho nĩ akĩarĩria ciĩgiĩ akiuga ati ciĩgimaine na ucino kwa ceceni cia borithi akiuga maya ti maundu marakorirwo magĩtabanio ni arũngani akiuga uyu ni mubango wa thirikari hari gutabania maundu maya akiuga gutingihoteka arũngani makihithukire ceceni ya borithi na matikire na matharaita na ni magatagati ka maria Rigathi wa Gachagua akorwo akĩarĩria maya na njĩra ndaya wega rwana ciende wega mohoro-inĩ maitũ marĩa ma ũkĩrũmĩrĩra mũtambũrũko thaa 1 na mũtambũrũko thaa 3 antanĩra na ithuĩ gũkũ ceceni ya GTN TV ũkĩgĩa na mĩaraho mĩega na wĩrĩru mwega wa GTN TV niĩ Gitonga wa Nduiri.